Hello ladies, Sharon's here. How are you today? Girlfriends, I finally got to it. I am getting to your questions left and right, just lickety-split. You guys wanted to know how I chisel my chin, my jowls, and down my neck, and how I contour my face. I have not done a contour video for 100 years. So we're going to be doing that today, and I'll answer all your questions, and I'll show you what products I use and how often I use them. And girlfriends, we're just going to have more fun, and just remember, all the products will be listed down below. I want to thank each and every one of you that are just visiting my channel today. Thank you so much. I would love to have you as a tribe member. Feel free to scroll on down, hit that subscribe button, click that bell if you will. You'll be a member of Sharon's tribe. All right, my ladies. So let's get started on sculpting our beautiful faces. Okay, my ladies, I've taken off any blush or contour or bronzer that I've had on already because I want to be able to show you how I do this. Now, we'll talk about the bronzing later, but we are going right now to talk about chiseling out the face. It's the contouring and the highlighting that really brings the face out. Now, I do want to tell you this right now. The majority of the time, before you all started asking all these questions about how I'm doing what I'm doing with my face, that was all with bronzer. So what I'm about to show you, you could use it with your bronzer if you want, instead of a contour type powder, if you know what I'm talking about. So let's get started, and let me kind of show you what I do. Once I get all this done, I want to move my hair back out of my face because I am so white blonde with bleach that any amount of makeup could stain the hair. Can't have that, girls, okay? So I'm just going to kind of, actually, let me use a little larger one here. I just kind of want to move this kind of out of my way where I can get to this face. Now, once I get all this on, I take a particular brush. The brush I take is, when I contour, is this brush right here. This is a MAC, and it is a, oh gosh, hang on girls, 163. This is the one that I use to actually contour. Now, if I'm going to contour, I want some sort of a darker type powder, or let's say ashy, okay? Okay, so this one that we're going to use for a contour color is MAC. Looks to me like it's called Harmony. Hang on just a second, girlfriends. Yeah, Harmony. And that's an older color. I've had this for a while. It's absolutely heaven, though, for what we're going to do. But any kind of, you know, brown or anything that has a little ash in it would be just great. This is basically the color. Doesn't look ashy because of this. Color's a little different in this new hoodie that I put up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this brush. Now, first of all, let's talk about contouring just for a minute before I apply this. Contouring is a matter of receding when we use this brown color. What we're doing is we're cutting out things to push it away, to recede. When we highlight, what we're doing is we're bringing them forward. We're making them like your attention is drawn to them instantly, okay? It puffs it up, so to speak. So that's what we're trying to do. Like the apples of the cheek, under the eye, brow bones, those kind of things, we're going to want to bring forward, if you know what I'm talking about. To recede, we want to cut out the little face here that has fallen and drooped and give it cheekbones again and lift it and give it some height. Are you following me? So this is going to help. This is cutting out the uglies, as I call it. All right, so we take our little brush. I just dab it in just like this, okay? And pretty good too. And I'm gonna tap it off. And the thing I'm going to do is on this side, now I'm not cutting right under the jawline way down here. The reason being is since my face is fallen, I blush higher and I contour higher. Do you understand? Even if I used right under the cheekbone here and turned it up, it would still look like my little round cheek was down here. Like if you put blush on, you know, without lifting it. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so I have to place it higher. So I'm starting here, and it's kind of just right above the ear, and I'm going to do this. I'm just going to take this brush, and I'm just kind of placing it right here. I'm just rubbing it. See what I mean? See what I did here? Just rub it right along here. Now, that's as dark as I need to go right now, okay? Now I'm going to put this in and do the other side the same way. I'm going to go up higher, like A. And girlfriends, what I'm going to do is press again. Press, 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 and then rub a little bit. Just rub it. See what I'm saying? That's all we got to do here. All right, for right now. All right, now we kind of know where that's going to be, where we're going to cut. And you don't need to draw it very long at all. Let's not go crazy here, all right? And then what I do, and this is a little special brush. I have no idea where I got this brush. I've had it forever, but this is great. Now, when I mix this, or let's say blend it, and I'm trying to be very careful because you know how I am very detailed when I give you guys instructions. I want to make circles here upwards. Make circles here upwards. Don't drag it down at all. Don't rub it like that. Make the circles up. See what I'm saying? And it gives a real pretty natural look. Okay, the same thing over here. Make your circles up. Your circles up. Oh, this is. See? There you go. And that is all the actual contour there that we're going to need. Of course, we're going to have to put more contour in other places. You can best bet your bippy on that, girlfriends, okay? Because that's the easy part, just putting it in there. Now, let's go down and talk about the jowls here, the chin, and under the chin, okay? So, I'm going to take this little brush that I rubbed out earlier, all right? I'm going to take this particular brush and dip it into the bronzer, tapping it off. Now, I'm going to start, yeah, I should take that earring off. Well, no, I shouldn't. I'll just go around it. Okay. I'm going right under here, under the ear, okay? And I'm just kind of drawing it across as well as bring it down. All right? That's what I'm doing. Just bring it down like this. All right? Dip in some more. And this is going to be easier over here. And just right under. See how I'm rubbing it? Now, when I do this, I also get under the chin, right under it, because I have jowls and a turkey neck. Also, right where these jowls are falling, I also rub it right across that little fat pocket. And then go down with it. Here, I make almost a triangle. Make this wide, come down as a triangle. Are you following me here, ladies? All right? Same thing here with the little fat pocket. If you need to go back in, go back in. Because remember, all this is an illusion, all right? We're just setting the pace so we don't look like our whole daggum face is dry. And then go back and blend all this good. And blend it all. Okay? You want to blend it and be careful because you don't want to look like you have put on a lot of powder as you're contouring. Are you following me? The next thing that I definitely like to do, and I do very little of it, is I do not have a high forehead. If you do have a high forehead, you want to pull your hair up, and what you want to do here is shade it around here just a little bit. Okay? I wouldn't make it real thick or crazy. I just get close to the hairline, shade it around there. It'll make you look like your forehead is not that high. I have always been full between the eyes at the temples, okay? I've always had a round face. So I will go back here and right in here where my eye makeup is, I will bring this out in here, okay? I will definitely shade that in there good. And then you can take it down if you want. All right, I don't need to take mine down that far. Remember, every face is different. Okay, so here I am, and I'm shading this area. Take it down if you want, next to your ear, down here. All right, so now I'm ready to think about highlighting. Now, remember one thing. A lot of this is the same if you even used your cream. Now, a lot of times I use my cream, that's for sure. I mean, you've got, and this particular one is by Smashbox, but it's got the dark cream here, not too dark, but kind of an ashy. It's beautiful, beautiful color. And you can make your line here, line here. You can move around just as fast, you know, as you can. And then on the other end, you've got, you know, your lighter color here to work with. This is fast and easy, and what you would do there, you could do the same thing. You could take this kind of brush and work it in, smooth it out all over, you know, or you could use a sponge, you know, but if you're working with cream, don't do a wet sponge. Let's just do a dry sponge for the contouring, okay? But you could do that. You just got to follow the same steps is what it is. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, Sharon, what about the décolleté or anything? Well, that's why I take the thing here on my neck down to a, you know, V here, down to the décolleté, because I got this thing going on, which, you know, and I can't do a lot to it except go in and get plastic surgery and get it removed or clipped in some way, because I got a plate screws in my neck. I'm not a candidate for Kybella, and what did it mean? And I'm not a candidate for all therapy or any of those things. So, you know, it's going to be the knife for me. And then I'll have a little scar. I don't know about that. I hate that. But anyway, back to the story. So these are choices to help your face look thinner and more sculpted. Now, all right, let's say that, okay, Sharon, what do we do about the blush? We see that you've sculpted everything out. Well, you know what you do? You pick up your blushes, any of your favorite blushes that you like. Okay, and I'm just going to use some of my Hourglass blushes here because we know I'm crazy about it. Now, I use this particular brush from NARS because I told you gals how I feel. I think this is the greatest brush in the world. Kind of comes to a little point here. It gets everything on the side and it sculpts as you go, so I love it. Now, I am going here to dig into these two right here, okay? I can just rub it if I want, tap it. All right, now, what I do here is I always dab the corner of my eye with my blush because I want to tie in the color and not just look like it just started here. So I tie it in, come down and flip, come down and flip, okay? And I go back in again. I do the other side. And like I said, what I'm going to do is just tap here, give it some color, and flip. Just take it and flip. I mean, I am showing you the easiest way for a little round face. Now remember, everybody's face is different. But this works for me, and if you have a round face or a mature face that's sagging, boy, this is the trick for you, my ladies, okay? Okay. Now, everybody says, okay, Sharon, well, that's great. What about the highlighter? Well, there's several different things that we can do about highlighters. Now, remember what the highlighter is. It's to make it all pop, make it show, okay? We want it out front and speaking and crawling and going, yay, you're it. And it's for the places that you want shine, shine, shine. Okay, the things that we're going to concentrate on here is pulling it forward. Now, I'm going to take any kind of little brush, just like yay. You know, I'm dipping it in another color, my dim fused, I believe is the color. Hang on, let me see what color this is. It is, yes, it's diffused light. That is correct. And I'm just going to dip in there because this is going to make a great highlighter. And I am just putting it anywhere on my chin and up to the line because I'm going to put something else there in a minute. You'll see. Just to give it a little oomph. All right. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm in the highlight, and what I'm going to do is to go in these little nasolabial lines. If they're showing, of course they're showing, and I'm filling that in because I want them to pop up and not look like I'm ready, you know, to get more fillers. And I'm dipping in these here. The nasolabial lines up here. You got your marionette, your nasolabial. I'm filling in all of them just because I can, okay? Now, one of the next things that you want to do too is, my fart is not a large fart, so I like to just go here and give it a little color. I definitely, at the point of my eyebrow here, the arch, I want to give it a little color there. Little shine is what I'm trying to tell you. A little shine. All right? And then what I do is I also take it down my nose. Now this is how I do it. I just start right up here, right between the eyes, and I go down here. I don't go overboard. Okay, now, you say, well, Sharon, okay, what if you wanted to slim your nose? I do that. All right, you can take your shader again, your shading color. You can dip it in there. And let's talk about slimming down this honker, okay? Because let me tell you why your nose gets bigger as you get older. Your face starts to sag, so your nose drops as well. And when it drops, you got this like big honker sitting here. So it's cute to highlight the end of it, but you want to be careful. You don't want too much highlight. If you're one of those like me that your nose is sagging, and it will if it's not already. And then what we want to do is we want to take this and we want to start kind of up here where your eyebrows are, all right? And I just take it like yay. Gently, lightly. I don't overdo so people won't know what you're doing. I mean, this is all an illusion, okay? It's all an illusion. Now, what I do is I take my fingers here and I smooth it. And no one ever knows. But yet, that has helped decrease the size of my nose, give it a little more length, not making it look like, you know, I've got a big clown's nose on the end of my nose. These are the tricks that will help you immensely. Now, there are so many ways and products that you can use. You can use creams. You can do these with different type of brushes. It's whatever is comfortable for you. For me, I've been loving the powder all these years as well as my creams. I'm off and on, off and on. Now, another thing I will tell you all about the highlighting as well is everybody knows that I use the Shybeam. Now, let me show you another way to highlight the upper part of your cheekbone if you want. Now, I'm going to put, a couple of swishes back and forth here. All right, let's see. Did I bring in my sponge? Of course not. Good, Sharon. Okay, let me just tap that in. Because this is matte, okay? This is all matte here. I generally use a sponge. You all have seen me do this so many times before. All right? Then you go in and you take, one of your highlight colors is fine. And let's just say, hypothetically, I've got my Charlotte Tilbury here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip a little bit over here in my highlighter, because you guys know I don't use this much, and just barely put some right there on that cheek, because I like subtle highlight. I don't want to walk around looking like a moonbeam, because then everybody knows it's fake. I just want just a little bit to give me some pizzazz and look a little bit more youthful, okay? So I just put a little bit of that shine there, a little bit of that shine there. Now see how pretty and natural that looks? That's what we need. That right there, girlfriends. You don't want to overdo it, but you want to sculpt your face. Now, you girls know most of the time I'm going to do this with my bronzer. So when you ask me, Sharon, can you show us how you're chiseling out your face? Believe it or not, I am, for about the last year almost, I have used nothing but this, except if I go out at night, I will go through a heavier contouring routine. All right, heavier products like I just showed you, blah, blah, blah. But this is what I've been using day in and day out. I love it. I will never, never, never do it. I'm not Charlotte Tilbury. Everybody knows this. When I started on the film star, I got hooked. I was hooked, girlfriends, okay? Now, I will have a lot of these things listed below, but I think you all understand any type of Hourglass is fantastic. The bronze light, even if you wanted to contour lightly during the day. I say if you want my routine that I use every day, it's Charlotte Tilbury Film Star. If, you have another way or other products of highlighting, hey, that is great. Also sometimes I use my MAC highlighter, my Soft and Gentle, oh please. And we all know how fun that is. I mean, this is an oldie but a goodie. And, we can just dab it in there a little bit. This will give us a little more shine, if you know what I mean. Whew, I'm so pretty. Oh, so pretty. This is it, girlfriends. It is that simple, sweetheart. But I pay real close attention to my neck because it just keeps falling and falling and falling. We're not getting any younger, and the older we get, the more everything starts dropping. But if you can camouflage this part up and then take it on down without it being noticeable, and that's why I absolutely love this product, because it blends in beautifully. Whereas my other darker products or even cream products, I have to really work at it. But you can still work at it and it'll still work. So what I want you to do, girlfriends, is I want you to try this. this method and see if that answers all your questions for you. Any suggestions you have for all the rest of us, put it down below if you're using particular contour and highlighting products. We love to hear it, girlfriends, okay? Because we're always looking for something new and different to share with each other. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. To each and every one of you, I want you to stay sassy, classy, confident, and give me a big thumbs up on this video.